We won't sell the real estate without the business. Hello?
Yeah, hi, Darla.
Who's calling?
Yeah, hi, my name is Henry. I was calling you about the property up on. How you doing?
I'm okay. What can I help you with?
I run a small investment company, and we're going through a 1031 exchange, and I was just curious if you'd be totally against selling the property here on
What property are you talking about?
321.
Okay. How much are you offering for it?
How much am I offering for it? I mean, ideally, personally, we'd be looking for just the real estate, right? So I don't know if you occupy the building or not.
We won't sell the real estate without the business.
Do you have an idea of what you'd want for the whole package?
It's listed right now for 4.1.
4.1. Got it. Would you is there a world that exists where you would do a lease back on the property?
We're not interested in that. We've got numerous offers for a stock sale for both corporations, and they're very close to that asking price. So that's where we are right now.
Gotcha. Any reason why you haven't accepted anything?
We're working out some things with some potential buyers right now.
Okay, nice. Okay.
I mean, it's actively listed. So
No, I understand. I didn't see that it was actively listed. Understood. Was this the only building that you own in the area?
yes.
Okay, got it. Okay. I appreciate it. I'll take a look at it online and see what we can do. No problem.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Last time I called her, the reason why I went for the cold call route is because I called her like 3 weeks ago and she just was infuriated. It didn't even make any sense. So that's why I wanted to cold call her.
Is there?
Yeah, hey Frank, it's Henry. We spoke about the property on late last year. How you doing?
Okay.
Just wanted to touch base with you. My partners and I are still looking for another couple warehouses in the area, and I know you wanted me to follow up with you in 2025 once things were settled, and want to see if this was still something you might have on your radar or possibly considering to sell.
It's on the radar, but this guy who's renting is probably going to be here through next year. So,
Would you consider selling it with the tenant there?
yeah, probably through 26.
Any reason why you're so against selling it with the tenant there?
I don't think he would still want to work here. I don't know.
I'm not trying to kick the guy out.
We
That's what.
we kind of like working with him. But you can check with me in 6 months or so. Things may change, but.
No, I'm just saying, like, is there a reason why you won't sell it with the tenant there?
Well, I'm not sure what his reaction to that would be, but
well, I mean, like again, like
we're kind of happy with the situation right now.
For sure.
So,
but I'm just saying, what happens if he just keeps dragging you on 1 year at a time for the next 30 years?
Well, no, I don't think it will go beyond. The lease is only going to run through the end of next year, and then at that point, we'll make a decision of we staying or is he leaving But the final decision would come toward the end of 26. So.
Gotcha. Because I thought you had said the same thing to me about 2025, and now it's 26.
Right, but we checked, and he still has another year after that. So
gotcha.
It's hard to sell it and get your full value when someone still has some time in there. So.
Well, I mean, like obviously the building's only is worth as much as the lease, right? Like basically, the leases dictate the value.
Right. It could be the person buying it could feel that they could get more rent out of the building.
I mean, possibly. I mean, it depends on what kind of tenant wants to come in there and what kind of terms they're open to doing, right? So,
well, yeah, that's true.
So I'm just saying, like, is there a number that if you got it now, you could even remotely consider it?
Well, we did have an appraisal. I mentioned at 1.9. So now I don't know if we listed it, it would actually go to that, or if somebody would actually offer that. I don't know, but that's a number we're considering. But for right now, we're satisfied with what we have. And
okay.
So check with me in 6 months or so, and I'll see where we stand.
So I'm just saying, if I got you an offer somewhere in that, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get you that high, but somewhere in that vicinity, you would, no matter what, it doesn't sound like you would sell it right now.
I'll talk to my partners and see if that's something they'd consider. But
okay,
we'll check with me back in a few months, and we'll see where we stand.
Okay, sounds like a plan. We'll touch base in a few months, and then we'll see if we can figure something out. You got it. I've been following up with this guy for a long time. His mood has never changed. He's been saying the same thing to me for quite some time. We're gonna try to figure it out, right? I mean, like, look, when you're dealing with somebody where it's like a wishy-washy type of thing, like you're gonna constantly be spending your time with somebody who, like, realistically, he might never sell, right? He might never sell. And between you and I, it's like you're gonna waste a lot of time trying to, go back and forth with somebody like this, trying to sell a deal for an like this guy wants a crazy price. 1.9 is definitely way too high. I mean, I would probably be somewhere closer. I offer the guy $1 million and then $1.2 million. That's where I need to be. I think it's worth 1.3, 1.4.
Your call has been forwarded to.
I'm gonna call this guy back.
Hello.
Yeah, hey, Carmine.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, Carmine. My name's Henry. I was calling you about the property you have on. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good, doing great. Thank you. I just wanted to touch base with you. My partners and I are going through a 1031 exchange, and I just wanted to give you a call to see if you'd be totally against selling the building here on.
Yeah, no, not yet.
Do you have an idea? I mean, even if you got a great price for it now?
There's no great price. I mean, which one are you talking about anyway? Which bullet?
633.
Yeah, no. I mean, if I trade these into condos and gave them away for 400,000 a piece, I'd still get 3.2 million. You wouldn't come in, and I mean, you wouldn't come anywhere near that. So
Got it. I mean, do you have any other properties in the area that you'd even be remotely open to the idea of selling?
no, not at this point. Though. Not at this point. Thank you. I appreciate the offer.
Okay. I mean, if I wanted to sell a building in Hoboken, would you be open to the idea of taking a look at it, or what are you doing now?
Unfortunately, right now I don't have enough financial backing to make too many maneuvers. But who knows? In the future, maybe we'll see.
Gotcha. Okay.
Thank you.
Sounds like a plan, Carmine. I appreciate it. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
He said last time I called him, I offered him $1.4 million. I know you can condo convert these things and it'll be worth a fortune, but obviously he's not interested in doing that. All right, let's give this guy a call. We're just ripping through follow-up, but I like just being told absolutely not, because that guy's going to go back on a 12-month campaign, right? I'm going to put him on a 12-month campaign. We'll follow up with him in a year, 2, 3.
Hey, sorry.
No, you're good, Bob. How you doing?
Yeah, the phone's ringing off the hook.
I can imagine.
So, a couple things. I got some good news, and then some. I guess I don't know kind of news.
All right, well, give me the what kind of news first.
Well, I'll give you the good news first.
Okay.
I got a call from the Kitty Academy the day after we last spoke, and they said, "Come pick up the rent." So I went in there. I think it was March 1st, or not March 3rd. I think Monday, March 3rd, and they paid $12,000, and they paid the taxes and everything the way they're supposed to.
Wow, that's great.
You know, they're paying 10. So they upped it to 12, and they said they should be able to sustain that. And then she handed me a check for $80,000. I damn near fell off my chair. She says this takes care of almost half of the back rent.
That's amazing.
And where they got the money from was they had told me when they got their ERC, so their employee retention credit. So they got 2/4 of their employee retention credit. I think they're supposed to get 2 more quarters, but they can't rely on the IRS. So that's where that is, okay?
Okay.
Now, the I don't know news is in this form. When we went out, and when I say we, my brother and I went out and said we want to get out of this pension thing, our defined benefit pension plan, and we didn't think that we'd close on the Kitty Academy in time, especially if we had to finance it for somebody, hold the paper.
Yeah.
We wouldn't give it cash. So we went out and borrowed $1 million. And with that, we had set it in our mind, well, if we hold on to this, it'll improve and we can sell it at a better price. I don't know that it's going to improve to the point where we can sell it at a better price, given the fact that they're only paying $12,000 a month.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not going to get us a better price. If you know that, I know that. We've had that discussion before.
Yep.
And I'm trying to push my brother on this. And in between all this, my wife had an issue and she spent last week in the hospital. So I wasn't really focused on this. She's okay now, but it was.
Oh yeah, thank God.
It was a scare. Oh, you see, here's my phone ringing again, but I'm not going to take that one. It's
So-
well, I was talking to my son when you first called. Okay.
You're good.
Listen, I've had 3 phone calls, and then I cut off the guy who was calling me. Everybody's calling me. They want to sell the Kitty Academy for whatever reason. I keep on telling them, no, it's not going to happen because it's so weird. I don't know what happened where all these people suddenly. You're the only one who seems to have an interest in buying it. Everybody else wants to sell it. Then if I tell them what the situation is, then okay, yeah, I understand. Fine.
Yeah. Well, look. So, I mean, is there a way that you and I can try to make some type of deal now?
I think so. It's just where are you on the numbers?
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm trying to remember where we were specifically. So, don't quote me on exactly where we were last time, because I'll have to look back at our numbers. But I think we were at a straight sale of the 1.2, 1.3 range, and then with seller financing closer to the 1.4, 1.5 range.
Okay, and how much seller financing would be required?
We would probably put down something like 20, 25% for, basically a year or two, but we can try to, maybe 30%. We try to make it lucrative just because I want to just stabilize the tenancy. That's all. And this way, once we can show a stabilized tenancy to the bank, we can refinance you out. That's all. It just obviously will be very difficult to show the bank that the tenant is incredibly solvent, right? Once we can show that, right, we will be able to refinance you out. So it might be 6 months, it might be a year, it might be two. But my intention is to, like I told you from the very beginning, to keep the tenant and just get them stabilized.
Yes, and then the key to you stabilizing them is the renewal of the contract.
Correct.
With the town.
Correct.
Which they're actually having that meeting next week.
So I'm just saying all this will be beneficial, right? And then eventually we could just refinance you out and call it a day. So if you want to go quick, we could do it quick. It just might be, closer to the 1-2 range, but we could do like a 45 to 60-day closing and call it a day.
Okay. Now, how are you able to do that? Well, I guess you're
Pay
doing that
cash.
without financing, right?
We'll pay cash. Correct. That's why I'm saying that's why the discount is there.
Well, then you take all the risk and everything.
Correct. So if you're prepared to do something, we're prepared to do something as well. We'd love to try to see if we can try to make this deal happen.
Okay. Yeah. Now that we have do you think you could get to 1-3?
With a straight up deal?
Yes.
If you can come to an agreement within the next few days, I will do my absolute best to make that happen.
Okay. Let me talk to my brother. I'll talk to my son. I'm actually I'm leaving with the family on Friday, but I can be in touch with you. I'm going to Orlando, then we're getting on a cruise ship on.
Oh, very nice. Well, listen, I mean, like a lot of this can all be done remotely. So if you have an answer for me, ASAP, we can try to move things along.
Okay.
All right. Let's see if we can make it happen at 1-3. I think that might be able to happen on my side.
I like it. It's convincing the others.
I understand. I get it. Well, look.
That'll get me out of that mode.
Yep.
Let's see.
Okay. Well, look. Let's try to have a conversation by the end of the week. Is that okay?
Sounds like a plan.
Let's do it,
Okay.
bud. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bye. Okay, just to wrap things up with this conversation, I have somebody already at 1.45 million for this, right? So like if I can get this guy locked up at 1.3 million, I'm going to flip and make $150,000. Okay. And I also have another guy who was already in that I'm talking to somewhere between 1.5, 1.55. So long story short, guys, like, look, this is why we just constantly be making calls. I've been following this guy for 3 years. Okay. 3 years. And it's like, guys, like when there's $100,000+ on the phone, I will follow up with these people to the day I die. Right. So anyways, we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you guys posted. I'm going to stop recording here and we'll flip over to the training.